There is one Pokemon product that everybody is passing on, including me. But today, I'm going to make the case for why we're all wrong. Before I make the case for why I'm wrong, I'm going to say why you're right for being here on V-Rule. Go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. Be a part of the channel. That is one step closer to winning this Brilliant Stars ETB. Or you could be in the winning for one of the 5 Pokemon mystery card lots. All you got to do is be a part of the channel. It's very simple. And once we reach 5,000 subscribers, then, only then, we're going to give away all those wonderful prizes. But you got to make sure you're entered in the right spot. Not only being a part of the channel, but go to this video here and leave an additional comment there. I say additional for a reason. We'll get into that in a second. But leave a comment there. And that's how you are officially entered to win. I say additional because if you leave a comment today, that is your soft entry into me giving you away something on Friday, where I do the I Got It, You Get It giveaways. Check for the playlists on my channel. Those are my shorts that I do 3 times a week. They're a lot of fun, and it's a catchy little song. So enjoy it there, but let's jump into today's video. A classic never goes out of style. That's what they said here, and everybody laughed for about a year and a half, actually. Only recently did the Pokemon TCG Classic box, the collection here, sell out on Pokemon Center. Still available elsewhere. You can find this many places, actually. And $3.99 is ridiculous. If you paid $3.99, don't fret. Eventually, that price will come back around. Time heals all things. Remember that? I feel like that's our motto on this channel or something. It's the whole patience, no FOMO, but time heals all things. And that's why I'm making the case for this particular collection. Not that I think it's worth going and picking up for $400, but there's plenty of good deals out there where you can pick it up. Let's just take a look at what you get. First of all, you get this huge monstrosity of a Pokemon trading card game classic. It literally is reprints, and you're not going to be able to use these in any sort of league play at all. You're going to get 3 different decks. Be nice if it was 4 so that we have a couple options, but I get why they did 3. It's the original starters. We're going classic. This is a hard plastic shell of a play mat here that unfolds. It's the size of that case, really big. So it would unfold, and then you have your discard pile, your reward pile, your active, all that, so your bench and everything. So you have the play mat there. You have these damage counters and condition markers. This little thing here could be used for rolling the die, but it's not a die, or a coin flip rather, I guess. It's kind of in lieu of that. There's just a ball that rolls around, and if it goes in the colored area, that's heads. If it goes in the non-colored, that's tails, or whatever you establish with your opponent. You get these nice leather boxes. I think we have better pictures elsewhere here. Okay, you can see the backs of the cards are completely different than any Pokemon card design we've ever seen before. Very, simple, clean cut. It's all for the fun of the game, to actually play the game in a more classic style there. A little bit different angle on these little cones that you can stack up. It's kind of cool, very premium feeling piece here. You have a little box for your damage counters and all sorts of things. Your different deck boxes here. Do we have a closer up on the deck boxes? There we go. Leaf, Energy, Fire, and Water, so that we have it to the corresponding decks. And of course, the 3 main starters have been reprinted from the original base set: Charizard, Venusaur, Blastoise. Now, the reason I think there's a case to be made is because of the single card prices and having had some time on the market, in a boom, being ignored, all the things in between. Now, if you break down a Pokemon TCG Classic collection, the entire thing, if you break it down and you start piecemealing every single card, there's only one of each of these. That's going to be the bulk of your price right there. If you break it down, the top 9 cards, the top 9 individual cards will pay for the entire set on today's market value price. Okay? Or at least one of the better deals of where you can find it. It will not recoup $400. If you sell every card, you will be right at the edge, very close, maybe just shy of that $400 price point. So don't pick it up for MSRP. Not the best way to go. A year from now, I might be telling a different story on this one, saying that it's finally made it there. The Charizards have accumulated enough interest. It's another variation for any serious collectors of original Pokemon. It is an interesting holo pattern. I picked up quite a few singles from this just to have them as a holo pattern, because we were talking 30 cents a card, $1 for some of the bigger ones. Not much money at all. But I got a little stack of, I don't know, 70, 80 cards, something like that. A lot of duplicates, different things. So like 80 cards or something out of the box. No big deal. For dirt cheap. It really was. I think I spent like $30 total. So I don't recall specifically, but got some interesting ones and some more known Pokemon in there as well, just to kind of have a few of the more choice cards. If we go over to TCG Player, however, you're going to see this listed at $248.88. That is the lowest listing. There's a lot of them where it's piecemealed of getting just the deck boxes to getting the playmat itself. So there's parts and pieces. So the market price actually is pretty much on point because there's so many listed at this $250 range, and it's pretty reasonable there. At that $250 range, just the top 10 cards or so, you're getting close to paying this back. Maybe the top 20 cards would get you there. And that's not a bad piece to see that your money is kind of spread out to getting some value out of it. The fact that you get the entire collection, and then if you keep it sealed, you know it's going to be worth more. So this isn't a horrible price point. When we look at the Charizard, this one's actually come down recently, but over the course of the past year, it's pretty much on point. It hasn't really lost much or gained much over the course of a year. 104.33, now we're seeing it 103.88. Not a big swing in the course of a year. It's been out longer than a year, so it's moved up and down a little bit in there. But the fact that it stayed pretty much relatively the same in the course of a year, and you can go down, and yeah, you got a better price, and it went way down here into the 97, and it spiked up at the 109. Charizard has value. Just does. It's the nature of the beast. Literally, this beast will have value. A reprint of base set will intrinsically have value. The Celebrations reprint has value. The evolutions, the reverse holo evolutions, these have value, and they're all based off of the same one card. So, with enough time, this will eventually get to being a $150 card, pretty stable at that price point. Or it'll stay securely in that $100 range for quite a long time that you're not going to feel like a big loss, depending on if you're able to pick this up. Now, I'm not trying to convince anybody to run out, find this, and buy it. I'll show you the best price I've found available, still available, surprisingly. But man, just in researching for this video and setting up for it, I'm almost talking myself into doing this. And I'm not really interested in pulling the trigger on it because it's still a lot of money right here, right now. Rather save it for future. I'm leaning back on the collection as it is because of the nature of the hobby. So it's interesting that I have this opportunity to get away from the where's the next best deal? Can you get a hold of it? How do you log in and get there fast enough? You got to be on the lookout for it. I'm not going to play that game. There's too much of that going on. I'm not trying to start a Discord to get you to pay me just to know when things go live. I'm not at that stage, I guess, in the hobby. I'm not interested in that right now. I can't say that it's never going to happen or be written off because I don't know where this channel is going in the long run. I have ideas of where I'd like it to go, but I'm not going to speak to the future without working my way there. It's baby steps. That's the way I've treated my collection. That's the way I try to treat this channel. It's a marathon, not a sprint. Baby steps, patience, all of that stuff. But this is an interesting point of conversation. I think this conversation would do well on a Pokemon-related podcast. There's several out there. I'd love to be a part of them. If they're out there, if they're listening, hey, invite me on. I can talk about this stuff just like you for many hours on end, and it would be enjoyable to kind of dive in deep to some of these conversations. Looking further along here, the next best card is the Blastoise at $25. If you want to get yourself a cool-looking Blastoise with this holo pattern, 25 is not bad this day and age for near mint, all right? And again, over the course of a year, it hasn't changed a whole lot. 25 there, 25 and change here. You know, we haven't really done that much. Yes, this spike seems insane if you look at the last month or the last 3 with not a lot of sales, but over the course of a year, you know, even the low point, 1862 there, you know, it's not a big dramatic difference to the $25 price point we're seeing now, and where it should probably level out and eventually carry all of that stuff. Similar story on Venusaur, has its ups and downs. Actually, it's trending downward a little bit, 27, and now we're down to 20 on its way, working its way back up. So this one might be a good one to pick up in that time frame. But you start adding up the cards one by one, and the top 9 cards, I'm telling you, I did the math, the top 9 cards would pay back the investment of the best price that I can find, which is on Sam's Club for $195. All right? Crazy. $195 for the set here. It's a $400 box, less than $200 to pick it up, and the top 9 cards recoups that value if you wanted to break it up. I wouldn't recommend breaking it up, but know that you bought it at a better price, and it's probably only going to increase in value over time at that point. So that's why I'm tempted to go pick one of these up, because holding it at that price helps a lot. You know, you can hold it. It's a massive box. It's a massive box. You think it's big. You think what I'm telling you is it's a big box. You know, the Sea and Sky collection, the Blooming Waters 151, if you saw those, and oh my gosh, those are huge collection boxes. This thing makes those look ridiculously small. This is a massive box. So be prepared to store something humongous in your collection for a while if you're trying to look at a longer term on this one. And to be honest, it's going to take time. The classics may never go out of style, but it's going to take time to appreciate a total redo on the classics. When it came out back in November of 2023, here we are in 2025. By the 30th anniversary, will this increase enough value for a price point at $185, making it well worth it? It could. I don't know. I'm not here to predict the future. I'm just finding this interesting thing here, which came about resurfacing on my radar when I was looking at the Team Rocket case and all the things going on lately with Destined Rivals and seeing how these things shape up. This one I thought was going to be expensive, crazy, and it would just never sell out. And then when I found out it was sold out, that kind of blew my mind, and I wanted to do a deeper dive, and I thought it was worth its own video because it does bring you back. It is the OG, a reprint of it at least, and it's interesting. So if I've convinced you, I'm sorry that I'm persuading you into a near $200 spend. However, I think it's not a bad pickup if you're looking for something unique, something different, something interesting. If you'd like to share your thoughts on the topic, I'd love to have the conversation with you. Just throw that down in the comments below. And since you're there, just hit the subscribe button. You're one step closer to our 5,000 subscriber giveaway, giving away the Brilliant Stars ETB along with 5 Pokemon mystery card lots. Being a part of the channel is a huge, huge help to what I'm doing here and the fact that I'm posting 7 days a week, 10 if you count the shorts. I really appreciate all the support, and if you're not a part of it yet, make sure you do so. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and then, leave me a comment or hit the bell because I post 7 days a week. And with that, I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.